Hello, welcome to another Becoming a Modern Man. We are playing our red-green hyper-heroic deck, and our opponent is playing a Temur twin deck, so quite an interesting matchup for you. So let's see if we can get this one going. Unfortunately we can't keep our opening 7 as there are no lands, so a fairly easy ship. This is not too great, but I think it's possibly better than risking a 5-card hand. It is at least playable, so I think we'll run with this. On play, so we'll just lead off with a hoplite. Probably flame, to be honest. Don't see a lot of flame slashes these days. What's a common card in twin decks though, particularly as a way to deal with spell skype, so that's an interesting one, but fortunately we've got another creature, which is fine, and we draw a Salt Strobe, so we're actually picking up some more pump spells, which is good. Opponent drops a Goyf, which is a little annoying, not gonna lie. A Brute Force can make our guy into a 5/5, so at the very least if he blocks we can deal with that situation. Turns out we do, because my Assault Strobe is going to potentially make my guy very big, but got a little impatient here and just use the Brute Force straight off just to get some extra damage in. I don't know if that was the best of ideas. Maybe we're better off just waiting for a big turn. I think that might have been the better way to go, to be honest, in that with Assault Strobe we could have got a one-hit kill, which potentially could have surprised him, but the fact he's holding back his Goyf kind of indicates that he wasn't in the fall for that. Is it Charm on the end of his turn? I think he actually missed a land drop, so looks like he was looking for lands. He discards a Remand and a Cryptic, and then plays a mountain. Here's a Pestamite, and taps down the Hoplite, which isn't great for us. You can attack for 6. Pestamite, but I don't see any particular reason to do that right now, so decided to just wait on that particular play. Seaver Exarch again taps down our guys, so yeah, it's kind of unfortunate that twins creatures, like their ability to tap down guys, is actually pretty good in this matchup and against our deck in general. So yeah, it's a little unfortunate that this probably is not the best of matchups. That flies over for 2, puts us down to 7. And plays a Hunt Man, which is going to make it very difficult for us. I decided to attack anyway, in the hope that if he happens not to block for any reason, we can win. Otherwise we're dead next turn either way, I think, pretty much. Going to be pretty difficult for us. Maybe there's a way to play around, but it's kind of difficult to see. I suppose we could have just made our guys into big blockers and then hoped that eventually we'd be able to get a big attack in, but again, we also potentially lose to just him drawing Splinter Twin. Not particularly happy with the situation. Feel like we're probably going to die next turn either way, so I decided to just go for it and attack. He blocks. I'd save our guy, but I just don't think it does a whole lot. I'm just going to get beaten down here. Yeah, it didn't work out the best for us. Not a great hand to start with, but even then we did have the potential to actually win, in that we had Become Immense along with this Assault Strobe, so we could have dealt enough damage. It's just the fact that the Deceiver Exarch and the Pestamite, etc. just slowed us down so much, and then by that time he'd just got too many creatures on the board and we didn't manage to find a way to trample past them. Apostle's Blessing could have potentially got us past the guys, but then he's got green and blue creatures, so that wouldn't have worked either. So yeah, there were ways in which that game could have been won, but I think in the end we played pretty well, and tapping down our guys frequently just bought him enough time to just on the board, really. let's see if we can go to game 2. See if things run a little bit better for us. So, see what we have. So, one lander, but we've got double Monastery Swiss Spear, a Hoplite, Rancor, and double Mutagenic Growth. So this looks like a pretty sweet hand actually. On the play, go for the Swiss Spear and attack for 1 with that. Opponent gets Stomping Ground, which he's going to use to try and bolt our guy. I decided to save it with the Mutagenic Growth. There's possibly an argument for not saving it. But I think I like keeping my Swift Spear around. Having double Swift Spear is always pretty awesome. So we can attack in here. Decide to just use my Mutagenic Growth now to deal as much damage as possible. Could have held it back, I suppose, but I think it's probably about as much damage as we're going to get out of it. Could have held it back for the Hoplite, I suppose, but I think kind of putting it down to 10 seems pretty nice here. I'm going to with Goyf, which is awesome because Dismember to deal with that. Fortunately I haven't drawn another land, but Dismember and an attack for 4 seems pretty good. I'm putting it down to 6. I'm going to play Serum Visions, which is fine. He has a second Goyf, which is a bit of a pain to be honest, but we draw a Bolt, which is good. Probably just going to be able to win past it. So I use Titan Strength on the one he blocks to kill off the Goyf. I actually figured that my Swift Spear would survive that, which he doesn't, as it turns out, because his guys are 4/5. So with a miscalculation there, I think it probably was better just to stick it on the Swift Spear, the unblocked Swift Spear, and rely on this Bolt to win us the game, because we would have dealt 5 there. Obviously we bottomed that mountain, but opponent goes down to 2 anyway. Opponent Master puts him back up to 4. Trying to, oh, actually we the land, sorry, we don't bottom the land there because it's actually going to be useful here. But we play a Rancor there, and then we've got a 4/3, and we can either bolt one of his guys or just bolt him in the face. So either way it would have been enough to win through, so that works out pretty nicely. And yeah, we managed to do a pretty quick win. A couple of misplays, but yeah, double Swift Spear with some support from these pump spells and some removal to get rid of his Goyf was worked out pretty nicely. So let's go on to the decider. See if we can get this going. So this looks pretty nice. We've got Swift Spear and Kiln Fiend, some guys, and then nice little array of spells to back those guys up. Put these off the Steam Vents. No play. Draw Colline Gorge. Just going to run that out with the Swift Spear. And plays a Misty Rainforest into Serum Visions, and then which is unfortunate. We drop the Kiln Fiend. Obviously we won't be feeling particularly good if he manages to find a way to kill it. And this hand looks less good, but we've got really no way to protect it at the moment. We can do. He just plays a Goyf, which seems pretty awesome to me. We can just Rancor off this Kiln Fiend and deal quite a lot of damage. Can possibly do lethal. Let's have a look. 3, 6, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we can get to 15. 18. Can we do lethal? I feel like we can do. Oh, we're one off. Oh, we're about 1 mana away from doing lethal because we can't cast Lightning Bolt in the same turn. So we can do Titan Strength plus Brute Force, and we can get our guy up to 15. So if he doesn't block, he dies. If he does, then he stays on 4 life, I believe. So I think that's what we're going to do. Find a Brute Force on top, which I think we're going to keep. Kiln Fiend from removal if doesn't remove it this turn, and then yeah, I think that seems like a good card to draw. Are we dropping to 5? Did we? I might miscalculate that slightly, but yeah, we end up dropping him to 5. As Deceiver X, that tap down a guy, so would have been able to win this turn, but unfortunately not quite, thanks to the tap down. Just gonna crack this fetch to fit our deck. It has another, well, a Pestamite this time, but another way to tap down our Kiln Fiend. Draw a Crusader, and unfortunately our opponent top decks a Splinter Twin, so yeah, we end up just auto losing to that. But this was an extremely close game, and yeah, if it wasn't for being able to tap down our Kiln Fiend, he would have died on the a couple of turns previously. So yeah, extremely close, but unfortunately Twin is probably not our best matchup, particularly as Deceiver Exarch and Pestamite are both very good against our sort of one creature attack strategies, because they can just slow us down so much, and then obviously they've got a turn for 4 combo kill, which isn't the best for us. So yeah, good matchup, I would say. Certainly not something favourable if you're playing against a lot of Splinter Twin. This is probably not the deck you want to be playing.